Alright guys, welcome to video number 3. If you're seeing this, it's a good sign. It means we must have found something halfway decent down here at the southeastern property. Heading down right now. It's about 4 o'clock in the morning. We're going to walk the next 2 days here. Try and find this big buck we've been looking for. He's probably in the 160s. Going to try and find his bed. So we're going to do a lot of walking today with my cousin Bobby to help, just to cover more area. So hopefully we find him, or whatever other deer are there. But this is probably one of the last walks I'm going to do. I'm going to walk the next probably day and a half. I got to set up some cameras for turkey hunting. So we're kind of in that transition right now between, kind of stopping shed hunting and getting ready for turkey season. And we got some fishing going on right now too. So yeah, head down and see what we can find. Hopefully we can get you guys a video here. Well, as you can see, it's sunny out here, but we got the first one here of the trip. It's an old one. Kind of walking this piece where we think this big buck is, and this one's pretty chewed. It might be like a year or two old, but we'll pick it up here and let's take a look. And it's laying right there, like usual, on the edge, looking down over. You see, you got kind of like a bowl here, a low ravine. It's going to wrap around, so it's just laying right here. Looks like a decent one. Too bad it's chewed, but let's pick it up here. Yes, my cousin Bobby is right down there. Got this one right here. Yeah, it's an old blind over there, from my Uncle Gary. He used to hunt this spot, but alright, let's see what we got. Oh yeah, I actually know this deer. Great brows. Yep. Actually, I think this deer died this year on us. Not 100% sure, but yeah. Nice young one, but alright, well, we're not skunked. Let's keep going. Alright, got an old skull here. Somebody obviously cut the antlers off on it. Yep, there was a buck. But old skull, see him on top. The sun is bad today, and it's going to be sunny, so, it's going to, in this terrain, it's going to be tough. But there's two of us, so we can cover some ground, luckily. Where are the sheds at? Well, guys, as you can see, it's pouring down rain today here on day 2. I'm probably not going to get much walking in because it's just nasty out. But see something very sad here. Walking down this pretty much this area that I always walk. It's just a little pine thicket. It's got a lot of invasives in it. The invasives just got treated the last couple years and really got cut up this year because of the CAUV. But I come walking down. To me, it looks like a cow bone laying here, but it's not. It's a giant old shed that we didn't find. It was probably buried somewhere in here. Super chewed, but I can just tell by the bases this thing's huge. It would have been huge, but we'll take a look at it here. Look at this. God dang, man. Oh man, that would have been a stud. Wait, that would have been a stud shed. Look at this. This was a hoss. Let's pick it up. Oh man. Dang. I bet you I actually know this deer. We actually have one of his sides. This thing could be, I don't even know. I mean, this thing could be ancient. There is a buck in here. He was in here. Absolute giant. We'll have to see in comparison to like base size and stuff if it could be him. If it is him, it's like a 10-year-old shed, but I don't know. You know, it's possible, but yeah, just a giant. God, heavy, and there's only a little bit here. That sucks. It's been laying here the whole time over the years, and it wasn't until they started clearing stuff out that looks like it got unearthed down in here. But dang, just a giant. Well, this spot has always been historically great for sheds. Just found that old prehistoric shed, and I got a little dinky. It looks like a spike, but it's a little. It's like a little can opener. Check this out. Look at this little dude. Just in a bed here under the pines, getting away from the weather. There's probably more in here. We actually did find 2 more in here about a week ago. But yeah, let's pick this little dude up. Yep, oh, check that out. Look at this. Got a little hitchhiker, little snail here out in the rain. Cool. All right, have that one. To give you an idea of where this big buck lived, I am 98% sure this is the buck we called Osmosis back in the day. It's possible this shed is almost 10 years old. We'll get back to the cabin and compare the other one. The other side was 80 plus inches, mid 80s. This side, if I remember right from this year, was even bigger. But you know, it's a shame. If this thing was fully intact, this would have been my biggest shed ever. But just to give you an idea of what he was living in, this is basically just a pine thicket up above, a lot of invasives. There's a lot of autumn olive in here, a ton of grapevine in here that just got cut out 2 years ago and some this year. But this is a south-facing slope, and these deer just bed right in this pine thicket, right on the edge, and we're actually overlooking. This is an old oil well, overlooking an old oil well, but south-facing slope as usual. But yeah, this buck, this was laying right here in the pines, and then his other side was found about 200 yards up over the hill. Not even 200 yards, really, about 150, 100. Yeah, so this is what this big buck was living in. I find sheds in this area all the time. And this big buck, he was living in this all summer long, all fall. Just a little patch, just an overlooked piece. So you know, don't be afraid to go walk some of the overlooked spots. You just never know. And here's another shed we found off of a buck that's got a ton of potential. Just a great looking young deer. Watched him a little bit here at the end of the season, but hopefully he blows up into something nice. But found him not too far from where we found the big old dino bone, the big old shed that was chewed up. But yeah, good looking buck. Well, if you guys remember the video of my buck, the non-typical buck, if you go back and watch that video, there was a buck on there that I videoed that he came about 30 yards from me, and you can see he had a poked out eye, and he looked like he had a gouge through his neck as well. Well, this is the one we ended up finding dead a couple weeks before I really started shed hunting, and this is the same buck. So I'm guessing he might have died from those injuries that night, because he was acting really weird. He bed down a couple times not far from me that night, and actually I walked right up on him and he barely got up. So it's a shame. Nice looking young deer, but now we know what happened to him. But yeah, yep, probably died from fighting. Alright guys, well now that I'm back home and dry, that's pretty much going to wrap it up I think for shed season this year. Ended with about the same amount that I always do. Had a couple nice surprises in there with some of the bucks that I really wasn't expecting to find. Did not find that big set that I was looking for, which, you know, that's how it goes. But hopefully we'll get him on the ground next year with his antlers still intact. But yeah, so pretty decent shed season for me. But I think that's going to do it for the shed videos. So next we're on to turkey season. If you enjoy turkey hunts, then stick around. I'll have some more videos for you here, and hopefully in about a month or so. So alright guys, well, take it easy. We'll see you later.